Dracos is now standing by with Inspired for thoughts on that series, or sitting rather.
Thank you very much, Ox. I am joined by Inspired. I won't miss words, man. You look pissed off. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm very pissed off because it was 3-0 in my book. I feel like I don't understand how we could be losing games like that. It's just very disappointing. Yeah.
What do you actually like take from this? I know right now you're probably just angry, but what's the process for learning from this, for moving on? Because you're not out, right? It's not an elimination match.
Yeah. I mean, the process, I don't know, like our scrims have been really bad. But at the end of the day, I knew that laning phase doesn't matter as much on stage as it does in scrims, because in scrims we are usually falling behind very hard before 15 minutes, and the game is kind of hard to play. I think today it was really fine. I think even though we made some errors in lanes, I think it was not really that big of a difference and that big of a lead for enemy team, and I felt like our drafts actually made some sense, and I think we had a way better approach to what we wanted to do. And it seemed pretty free to play, honestly. I felt like whenever we're stepping somewhere, it felt easy. I'm not sure how is it possible that we lost. I guess during the game it just felt like we were driving the game and it felt fine, and then something random happens and the game becomes lost. Yeah, it feels very weird because yeah, I don't know. It just didn't feel like we were meant to lose.
Do you have an idea of like what the focal point is then for that improvement? You're saying right now I don't know, but I can't tell if you mean I don't know, or I don't know, like I'm not trying to flame anybody, I'm not trying to get into it here.
I don't know. I think we are really impatient as a team. I think we were in a really good spot to play both games that we lost, and yeah, we just make mistakes out of nowhere because we are impatient when not much is happening. And I don't know if it comes from the fact that practice is going bad, and obviously if practice is going bad, you kind of feel like you need to do unnecessary stuff in order to win. But I think if you have that mentality, you are already a loser. Like, you shouldn't think that you have to do unnecessary stuff in order to win. I think you should keep calm in the game and just try to stick to the plan as you have as your team. To me, it seems like we have different plans and we are trying to do different things, and that's why we are not connected well together, I guess.
Last question about the series before we look forward a little bit. Game 3 especially. Felt like you guys were on the ropes. You mounted a huge comeback. You found a couple angles for good fights. And then kind of all came crashing down once again. How do you reflect on that Game 3? What led to the initial comeback? You found that creative angle with Whippo. You found this dive onto Hansama. Felt like you rested it back in your hands. What went wrong in those kind of final moments to lead to some of the catches, some of those team fights that turned back against you?
I'm not sure, honestly. I don't remember that well right now. I felt like our champs were spiking really hard that in mid-game. I felt like we were in a really good position because I don't really think Mundo is a good champ in the jungle, especially if we are playing Azir mid. It felt like Quad did a really good job of not falling behind to caps. I think Alan Busio did so many good plays in order to put Azir in a good spot, and all we had to do was just group and play out the team fights well, but we just couldn't do it, I guess. I'm not sure, yeah.
What's the outlook coming in? You have a 2-2 matchup. There's a lot of potential opponents you could draw from. Is there anyone in particular you want to face, or are you just mostly focused on recovering from this loss?
Honestly, I didn't really think about it yet because I wasn't expecting us to lose. Because I think G2 is probably the weakest team that we could have faced. I think right now all the teams are going to be stronger. So yeah, I don't really mind who we're going to face. I think as long as we play better than we did now, we can win. But if we play to a similar level, I think it doesn't matter who we draw, we are going to lose.
All right. Well, hoping that level steps up. Thanks for taking the time, man.
Thank you.
Pissed off was an appropriate word, and you gave an interview anyway, so I really appreciate it. We're going to send things back over to the desk.